Welcome to the annual meeting. Thank you for coming. Today I'm really excited to talk about JCREMC and JC Fiber and how we are entering a new era. And I want to talk about what motivates us to work hard for you every day. But before I do that, I want to show you a recent interview on the Indy Now show that we did.
Hey friends, welcome back. We hope you're having a wonderful day. This is your hometown Franklin edition of Indy Now.
We're continuing with our spotlight on Franklin with a look at JCREMC, which has been serving Franklin residents since 1935. Take a look.
The following portion of Indy Now is sponsored by our friends at JCREMC, headquartered in Franklin. We've got their CEO, John, and their marketing director, John, who are here to share about how they're keeping Hoosiers on the south side of Indy powered up with reliable electric services. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I understand this has been around for a while. Talk to me about the history of the organization, John.
That's right. So JCREMC stands for Johnson County Rural Electric Membership. It was formed in 1935. The first pole was set just outside of Franklin in 1937, so we've been around for a while. And the goal was for us to provide electricity to those rural areas who were unserved. This is all part of the plan back then the president came up with, and we were able to pick up on that and serve those areas. We do a lot in Franklin. We've got a program called Operation Roundup.
Okay.
Our members elect to have their bills rounded up to the next whole dollar. All of that money goes into a fund, and we disperse those funds to organizations, nonprofit organizations, things like schools, hospitals, fire departments within the community. At this point, we've given over $500,000 in funding, and half of that $500,000 has went into Franklin addresses.
That's great. Yeah. So it's evident, I mean, 90 plus years, this has been such an integral part of the community there on the south side of town in Franklin and the surrounding areas. You mentioned that community piece.
That's right.
How John, is the organization expanding and growing with new technology, specifically fiber, to help people in the community?
Yeah, we started a company called JC Fiber actually in about 2012.
Okay.
We put fiber in because we were building out what we call the intelligent distribution electric grid, and it helps us keep our costs down and our reliability up. And we decided to monetize those fiber assets and get in the fiber business. So we started selling services to commercial businesses.
Okay.
And I really want to share something else that's really cool. We just finished a build out to where we have taken fiber to every resident that was underserved in the entire county.
Wow.
The entire county, yeah. We've got over 1,000 miles of fiber now.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, and it was a big commitment, but it was a commitment to community. And it not only benefits Franklin, but it benefits all the rural areas that surround Franklin and attracts people to live there and even out in the rural areas.
That's
so
great.
Proud of it.
Where is the future of this technology, the fiber specifically? Where's it all headed? Where's it going?
Oh boy, you hear about AI and things like that. People will need more and more broadband services, and we've got the best technology available. And now we're headed downtown Franklin.
Okay.
So something that most people don't know is we already serve fiber and services to the majority of the schools, the fire departments, the county, town, and city government facilities within Johnson County. So we've already got a big footprint there.
Yeah.
And now we're taking that downtown Franklin to offer those commercial services. And our services include things like multi-gig speeds, off-site data storage, hosted phones, and just a bunch of other IT technical services and physical and cyber security.
Great. Yeah.
So we've got it all.
You're keeping on par with the advancing technology.
Oh, absolutely.
Connecting Hoosiers, especially in a rural community historically, and keeping them all connected so they can go on and do what they have to do in business and in life. Yeah. You had mentioned the community piece, and so have donated $500,000 to organizations. What does that mean to you and your members? What kind of stories are you hearing from people, John?
Oh, fantastic stories. You know, just the help that it gives for food pantries, fire departments like AEDs, things of that nature, infrared cameras. We've been able to fund some of those things. We've given money to the Johnson County Historical Museum.
Nice.
Right downtown Franklin. Yeah. And to help them with certain things, there's an old cabin there called the Hendricks Cabin. We helped erect that sign there, or gave funding for that sign. So You know, if you think about it, we're heavily involved in Franklin. Actually, our first office was located downtown Franklin. We still have a Franklin address, but that office is, and we outgrew that. So those are the kind of things that we do for community, and you know, we're just right there.
That's fantastic.
Can I offer a little bit about how we're different?
Absolutely, yeah, please do. Yeah.
So, you know, being owned by a local electric utility provides great value to our customers, that being JC Fiber. Because we operate JC Fiber at the standard of an electric utility, which frankly is a much higher standard than others. So, you know, the proof's in the pudding. We've been voted the best internet provider on the South Side for 2 years in a row.
Fantastic.
And
Congrats.
our customers love it. And what we hear about that is that they have fantastic 7x24 customer support. We have rapid response times. We know how to roll trucks fast because we're in the electric business.
Yeah.
And they have the ability to pick up the phone and, believe it or not, call me or other executives at our organization to either resolve problems or come up with creative telecommunication solutions.
That's fantastic.
So we're real proud of it. We've always been innovative, and that's just another example of JCREMC spirit and innovation.
There you go, keeping Hoosiers connected there on the south side of town. How can viewers connect with the team and learn more about your services?
Well, sure, they can go to our website at www.jcfiber.com. Call us at 317-736-6174, and we'll answer the phone and see if we can help out.
That's great.
And we do answer the phone.
We do.
That's
answer
good.
the
You're
phone.
talking to an
We
actual
answer
human.
the phone.
Yeah. jcfiber.com or jcremc.com as well is where you can learn more. Friends, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. Here's to many more years. Sir.
Thank
you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ryan.
Ryan.
The preceding portion of Indy Now was sponsored by the team at JCREMC.
All right, thank you. So we're just so proud to be a strong community partner in Franklin and the entire community, and it's just so humbling to be up here and to be able to, you know, salute our country, our county, and pray together, and I just am honored to work here. This year begins a new era for us, and it's a new era shaped by expanded local accountability, more cost control opportunities, and endless possibilities for innovation. And I want to explain and be clear that everything that we do is for one of three reasons for our members. And it's to improve reliability and service, it's to maintain rates at the lowest possible cost, and to bring value to the community. So recently, we transitioned our long-term power supply agreement with Hoosier Energy to give our board and our leadership more control and decision-making authority over system planning and our overall costs. It was a contract that had an expiration date of 2060, so that was quite a negotiation. Our board was heavily involved in this decision, and we analyzed it for 5 years before we went into those negotiations. Prior to that transition, Hoosier Energy was responsible for managing 70% of our costs, mainly in wholesale power supply. And today, JCREMC is in control of all those costs. This transition will lead to innovative ways to save on our wholesale power costs and then result in keeping your rates as low as possible. Now more than ever in this new era, we have complete flexibility and control over implementing our intelligent distribution grid. It's depicted up here. It's kind of complicated, but it shows how we want to reduce our dependence on the wholesale market. And with this, we save money, we increase your reliability, and we make positive environmental impacts. It's a very complex but worthwhile approach to serving our members and managing our distribution grid. And just a small percentage of utilities nationwide have these capabilities, so we're real proud of it. I know it's a lot, but if you want to learn more, you can go on our website and click on the Ever-Changing Energy tab to look into this a little bit more. We are currently adding a 15,300 panel solar array and battery storage near our Tracy Road substation. We got a few pictures here. Once completed this summer, it should be online, it will produce enough electricity to power the equivalent needs of 1,100 homes a year while saving on avoided wholesale energy costs. It's also going to present the opportunity to sell something called renewable energy credits to our members or to other wholesale buyers. The site plan we're real excited about implements something called agrivoltaics, and it's the practice of having agriculture and solar energy production on the same land. We're going to plant a sea of wildflowers that are going to bloom for 3 seasons within and amongst and around all the solar arrays and the perimeters, and it will increase pollination, and it'll become a bird and butterfly sanctuary. So it'll be very exciting. And we're excited just about having that site there, opportunities to host educational events for the community schools that are trying to learn about energy and environmental sciences. The battery storage component of this site will increase our reliability and also lower wholesale energy costs. We plan to have 3 of these different battery storage systems at 3 different substations by the end of the year. Our objectives are always to minimize your outage times, to provide stable and predictable rates, and to keep costs as low as possible. This graph shows the trend in our average residential rate for the last 10 years. JCREMC's average rate is in green. This is the average cost per kilowatt hour that you pay as a residential. The orange line represents all electric providers in the state of Indiana, and then the blue line is our neighboring large utility. So what you can see from that graph is that from 2016 to 2019, JCREMC had higher costs than both the statewide average and the large neighboring utility. But that's changed. Since 2020, our average residential rate has always been lower than the statewide average, and quite a bit lower. Compared to our large neighboring utility, our rates in the last 5 years have been equal to or lower than theirs in the last 5 years, 4 out of 5 years. So based on our current projections, and you see where we are currently at the end point there, based on our current projections, our rates are expected to be well below both the statewide average and the neighboring utility for the next 5 years. So we're real proud of that, and we're working hard for you. So let's shift to JC Fiber. JC Fiber is really important to JCREMC because JCREMC owns it. We're proud to have completed the rural build-out that took fiber internet to those underserved areas. And what you'll see here on this map is it looks like our entire territory is served. Well, it's a lot of land mass, but that only represents 8,000 out of our 28,000 customers because they're sparsely populated areas. And that's where we put the fiber. I encourage you to support JC Fiber. Not all of you have it available to you, but you can check online and sign up if it's available, and I encourage you to do that. We're quite a bit different than the others, and if you go with us in the long haul, you're not going to be disappointed. When you look at your total cost over 2-3 years, we're going to be right there, if not better, than your other options. We're not in the habit of raising your rates. We're in the habit of trying to lower your rates. And that's what this graphic depicts here. Our process on the left there, we set prices, we try to get more customers, we get more revenue from that, and we take that revenue and keep it in the company and operate like a not-for-profit and use those revenues to lower prices. And that cycle continues forever. Competitors set prices, try to get more customers, make more profit, and send that out of the state or out to other investors, and that money goes away. So we are just different, and we're going to continue to work hard to keep those rates as low as possible and continue to give you the best prices available. And we also offer, free apps, a free app, and you can do things like protect your family, content protections from keeping family members from, harmful sites. And we also protect all of your connected devices through this app if you sign up for these services. I also want to remind you about our JCREMC mobile app. It's been around a while. You can get on there and pay your bills and select the payment methods and do that type of thing. You can view your usage history. You can look at how much electricity you use each hour of every day. And if you wonder why your bill's high, you might be able to find that some things are running that you might be able to turn off at different times of the day. So there's some things like that you can do. And also you can report outages. You can sign up for outage notification services so that you can keep informed if you do happen to have an outage, which doesn't happen very much around here. But if it does, you can keep informed. Remember, our website's also a great tool. We have things like rebates. You can look at the whole system outage map if we do have outages and what's going on there. And, our goal is just to provide multiple ways for you to keep connected with us, get the information you need when you need it. Our company has been here for the community since 1935, and JCREMC and JC Fiber will be here for decades to come. You can count on us. Every year, our employees help local organizations. This is Community Day. We are just community-driven. We participate in safety demonstrations at schools, parades throughout the year, and we're very involved in the county fair. As you heard on the Indy Now video, we've donated over $500,000. It's your money. You round up your bills, but we manage that. And we have given over $500,000 in Operation Roundup grants. And it's a huge milestone, and we're just always happy to support other nonprofits in the county. So I just want to say, let's make no mistake. Our employees are making our vision to be the most efficient, customer service oriented, and forward-thinking utility in Indiana a reality. We're doing it. I believe we have the best team of employees in the state, and there's a lot of excitement in our company, a lot of excitement from the employees about this new era that we're entering of local control and accountability. It's full of opportunity. It's going to create a lot of employee innovation, and it's going to continue to add value for our community and you, the members. And I'm honored to be the leader of this organization, and I look forward to a bright future. So thank you for attending, and we look forward to seeing you next year.